Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Alien Brix. Today I'm going to show you all the basics about Roblox Studio and how to build in Roblox Studio. Now before I show you guys how to do that, if you guys enjoy my content and or find it helpful, please consider subscribing, as I'm so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers and it would mean the world to me if you help me reach that goal. Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial. Alright, so first go to new and hit classic baseplate or flat terrain. Any of them will work. Alright, now that we loaded it in, I'm going to show you guys all the basics on how to build on Roblox Studio. And I'm basically going to be showing you this by building a room. So let's spawn in a part first. And we're going to zoom in on it. And over here, you guys need to open up Explorer and Properties. And click on the part. And we are going to change its name to Floor. Like that. Now scroll down and as you guys can see, there's multiple things, but if you go to appearance, hit brick color, and we can change it to multiple colors. So I'm gonna change it to brown, and then under color, which is right here, we can change the material to multiple things such as wood or wood planks. I'm gonna go with wood planks because it looks more like a floor. Now we are going to go to home, and as you guys can see, we have the scale tool. Now the scale tool is used to make the part bigger. But if you guys want to do it accurately, you go to model. As you can see, we have rotate and move. For now, we're going to focus on move. So instead of 0.1, I'm going to change it to 1 stud. That way, we can scale up the part by 1 stud. So we're just going to scale it up and make it look like a square, I guess, or rectangle. So let's just make it look like this, like so. Now, cool thing about this is that if you guys go to plugins and hit rig builder, which everyone has, this is not a plugin that you guys have to download. Doesn't matter if it's R6 or R15. Hit block rig and it'll spawn in a dummy. And you can use this dummy to measure the room. Now, I think I made this room a bit too big, so we're just gonna scale it down a little bit. Like, keep on going. Yeah, this looks good. Alright, so now we can move the dummy over to the side. Now it's time to focus on doing the walls. So we're going to duplicate this part by right-clicking on it and hitting duplicate. And we're going to move this to 1 stud, and then bring this part and move it here. So now we have like a border. So we're going to change this color to, let's go with, no, not Dizzy Orange, cool yellow. And just so you guys know, you guys can change this to whatever color you want. You don't have to follow along. But now we're going to go material, and I'm going to hit concrete, which kind of makes it look like sort of like drywall. We're going to raise it up. We're going to measure it with a dummy. Seems a bit too high, so let's put it down. That looks, yeah, that looks good. And then we're just going to right click on it and duplicate it again, like so. Duplicate it again. And now here's where we use the rotate. So over here is the tool rotate. If you guys want to get precise, go to model and go to rotate. The higher the number is, say for 10, the less lines you have and the less precise you can get. But I'm going to go with 5 because I know we use 5 a lot. And I'm just going to make sure that looks straight. So I'm going to go to an upper position and we're going to make sure that looks straight. We're going to take the move tool and we're going to move it in place. Like so. Then come over here, take the scale tool and make sure it looks like that. Then we're going to duplicate it again. Like so. Oop. It's glitching with the floor. We're going to move it up. There we go. So as you can see, we now have walls and floor. We also need to rename the walls to walls. So all of them are named floor. So hit shift on your keyboard and hold down, then click on all these parts. Then scroll down to name and change it to wall. Now this room needs a doorway, but we're going to focus on that later. So now we have that done, we're going to start adding some furniture inside. So let's go over here and we're going to build a bed first. So I'm just going to bring out a part. We're going to call this bed part. Then we're going to make it a decent size for our dummy. So we can just rotate the dummy, see how he fits in the bed. That seems a bit too big, so we're just going to shrink that down a little bit. Like that. There we go. So now our bed looks really good. So now what we can do, guys, is we can duplicate this and we can bring it up, and this will be our sheets. So change it to pearl, or no, change it to let's go with ghost gray and change it to sand. This makes it look like we have sheets. Change the bottom part. I'm gonna make it let's change it to black, and we're gonna change it to wood, kind of like my bed. So yeah, so like it looks black painted wood. So once we have that done, guys, we now duplicate this part again, and we're gonna bring it up by one stud, and we're gonna do like that. So now we have our starting excuse for a bed, but we're gonna make this look a lot better. So I'm gonna show you guys how you can give this stuff rounded edges. So duplicate this part again, bring it down by one, and move it over. Oop, not like that. Alright, now we're gonna make the edges rounded. So instead of making these edges square, go apart and hit cylinder. Then we got a cylinder, take the rotate tool. We're gonna rotate it like so, and make sure we scale it up correctly. Alright, so as you guys can see, now we just move it in place, but we're not gonna be that precise. So go to model, and we're gonna change this to 0.1 to get a bit more precise. We can also bring up the scale. There we go. And we're just gonna move it like this. Yep. And then we're gonna move it here. So now we have rounded edges. Just to move in and make sure that it looks really good. Like so. Then we're gonna make it black. And we're going to make it wood. Then we're gonna do the exact same thing for all sides. So duplicate this. Move over here, make sure it looks good. Look at these two parts. And then move them over here. And we're going to duplicate this again. And we are going to do it like this. So, boom. Alright, so now it looks good on that side. We're gonna move this part over here. We're also gonna make it look good on this side. And boom, now we have rounded edges on our bed. So I'm just gonna expand this a little bit more. And we're gonna get rid of these two cylinders because they're not really needed here. We're just gonna do this and boom. So now we have our bed. So now we need to add a blanket. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna move it up by 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna move it like this. Just get like a little blanket. Move this over by 2 on each side. And now we're gonna make it permission, like a light red, and we're going to change the material to fabric, and now it looks much more like a blanket. Now all I have to do is add a pillow. So we can just take a part and we're going to call it pillow. I'll also change the name of the blanket to, or bed part to blanket. So we're going to shrink this a little bit. We're gonna make it flat, and we're gonna use the rotate tool to tilt it to his side. We're gonna make this institutional white and change it to sand to make it look like a pillow. Now we got our bed. So make this look a bit more neater. There we go. So now, click on the base plate, and you guys can do this, and then hit Control G, and we're gonna name this model bed. Once you guys are done with that, just drag it over here into the thing. So just turn on collisions, which collisions prevents things from going through the wall. So we're gonna put it in the corner. And now, guys, I'm gonna do a quick time lapse of me building the rest of the room with everything that I've taught you guys so far. Alright guys, so now we have our room. We have our bed, a carpet, a desk with a laptop, a trash can, a dodgeball, and a closet. Now you guys can add more to your room, but because this is a tutorial, this is all I'm going to do for now. And now I'm going to show you guys how to add a doorway, and then a ceiling, and then lighting. So over here, we have our little door. So take this wall, and we are now going to move it over here like this. Move this up by a little bit, like that. Duplicate this again. And like before, that, and then move it again. Duplicate this again. Move it up. And now we have our little doorway. We can also take this wooden platform and we can move it like so. We can also test the doorway height with the dummy. It actually looks pretty good. The dummy back. Alright, so now we have our magnificent doorway. Like so, into the room. So now, as you guys can see over here, we have this trash can, but there's no hole for it. Oh yeah, before I show you guys how to do that, take all these parts and turn cast shadow off. This will make the room look a lot more brighter and be able to see better. So go over here and go to model and hit union. Oops, not union, sorry. Duplicate this and make a negative part. This will make it red. So we're gonna push it up like a little bit, and we're going to make sure that it fits in the hole. And doing this will make a hole, aka make the trash can have a hole. So we're just gonna push it down one more time in there, and then pressing these two parts and then hit union, and boom, now we have a little hole for trash to go in. If you guys want, you can fill it up with trash, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't feel like it's not needed. Oh, we should also probably shrink the size of the dodgeball, like so. Yeah, and we can add one more here. I'd like to show like the room is a bit messy. Boom. So now we have our two parts. Make sure that these are touching the ground, otherwise they'll look like they're floating. So we're gonna move them down. Boom. So we got our 2 dodgeballs, our wastebasket, our desk, the laptop, our bed, and yeah. We also got our closet and our carpet. So once you guys are done with that, go over here to this poster and hit view and go to toolbox. Now if you guys want, you can make your own decals. It's not that hard. Look up a tutorial for how to do that. So I'm just going to go to inventory and I'm going to go my images and my image that I made for my Deathford map. Go check out those videos. The link for them will be down in the description below. And I'm going to take this me decal and I'm going to drag it to this poster like so. Now we got a poster of me. And right here is the decal. Once you guys are done with that, get out of there. And now finally we have to do the ceiling and lighting. So first go to duplicate one of these and go back to model, change to 1 stud and go to scale, raise up by 1 stud like so. And now I'm change it to institutional white and we're gonna change it to pebble. Boom. Now we're gonna stretch this all the way over here. And now if you guys go inside the room, you can see that we have a ceiling. And now finally, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a light. So go to block part. Oh yeah, we should probably make sure that that does not happen. There we go. I might as well do that on the same side. This is only if you guys want to connect the house, like, and make more rooms. But anyways, the other part, so let's not do that. Let's actually go with a cylinder. And we're going to rotate it. And 0.5. And then we're going to stretch it out a little bit, make it a bit bigger. And we're going to change it to metal and make it ghost gray. We're going to go to 0.1, duplicate this part, raise it up, make sure that the light looks kind of good, change its color to, let's go with buttermilk, and then scroll down to neon. Now obviously this will not give like light to the player, you have to add a light texture to it. But hold on, let's change the color until it gets like a bit more yellowish. Right here, daisy orange. That looks better. So now we have our light, and we're just going to group it together and Control G, and we're going to call it light. Alright guys, so now right click on it, and we're going to insert object. And we need to find light, so surface light. I think surface light. Surface light. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Now we have our surface light. So now if we bring it in here, we can get light. So we're going to rotate this part. Make sure it's straight. We're going to move it up. Like so. And now just go down. Make sure that you move these lights to the middle. You can raise them up to the roof like so and see where they are in the middle. And then bring them down. And yeah, that's basically it. So now our room is technically done, but like before, we have some shadows, so group it up again, hit cash out off. So some lights are still on, so let's open up these lights, and we're going to make sure the cash out is off. Like so, cash out off, and then Just make sure that everything has cast shadow off. Yeah, this is the only painful thing about having a model. So it's cast shadow off. Cast shadow off. Cast shadow off. So I'll see you guys in a second when all this shadow is gone. Alright guys, so now we are back, and as you guys can see, our room is looking really nice. And now guys, what I'm going to do is add a spawn point. So go to model and click on this part right over here in the far right corner of the screen. Spawn, and we're going to bring this down. Now we're going to use the scale tool to shrink it down, and we're going to make it look nice and square on the edges. And we're going to change the transparency to 1. That makes the part invisible. If you guys want to change like transparent sort of, you can change 0.9, 0.5. The lower the number is, the less transparent it will be. But if it's just 1, it turns visible. Open the spawn location and remove the decal by hitting backspace, or you can just hit delete. And now we have our little spawn point. So make sure cast shadow is off. We're going to scroll down and hit can't collide to false. This will make it so like the player, when they spawn in, cannot like float above the part. Alright, and now once you guys are done with that, we can just place this anywhere in our thing, so like so. And now what you guys are going to want to do, what is this? Oh, it's the closet. That's casting the shadow. Forgot to fix that. Alright guys, so now we are done with that. Now all we have to do is go out, and we're going to go about the thing, Control G, and we have everything inside, and we're just going to call this bedroom. Now make sure to hit anchor, because all the parts will stay in place. And for these two dodgeballs, instead, we're going to make these both unanchored, and you'll see why we do that in a second. So once you guys are done with that, hit play. And now we spawn in our little bedroom. We have our bed, we have our poster, we have our closet, we have the 2 lights, and we have these 2 dodgeballs in the corner. We have our laptop on our drawer, and if parts are anchored, you can basically push these balls around, like so. Anyways guys, I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you guys did, please be sure to leave a like, as well as subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, as I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if you help me reach that goal. That's all for now guys, and I'll see ya on the next one. Bye!